This build is great. Here's what I'm using. I'm using Kumu, Conduit of the Spirit, which is good for the raw spell cost reduction. It reduces both Meteor and Ice Snake, and those are the two spells you'll be using the most as Arcanist. Plus you get some damage, HP, and mana regen, so it works out pretty nicely. Sagittarius for some Walkspeed and raw spell. Violet Shift, pretty good piece. For Arcanist, you want to have more than 250 on the lifesteal identification. You can correct your lifesteal if you don't have 250 by getting some armor tomes from Canyon Colossus. Mana regen's pretty nice. For accessories, I have crafted rings that I use, but you do not need these. You can use double ingress, or you can have one ingress and a moon pool circlet, which is good for mana regen. This build could use some more sustain, so if you do feel like using this, you'll probably get more damage out of it just because you'll be able to cast more often, but you shouldn't. I don't know. Depending on how good you are, you shouldn't need it. Prowess and Diamond Fusion Necklace are just SP pieces. Pretty nice, because we are using Cascade, which is a rainbow wand. The IDs that matter here are spell damage and walk speed and mana regen. This build has a fair bit of walk speed. As Arcanist, you do want to get the most out of your walk speed identifications. If any of these items have like bad walk speed IDs, you kind of don't want to use it. And then Violet Shift's entropy takes some getting used to, but it's really nice to have. This build, while being pretty non-expensive, definitely gets the job done. The walk speed in this build makes it so you don't have to play at a range. You're a bit safe to push in because you can also get out pretty fast. And arcane speed really helps out for this build. One thing that I need to mention is that you'll be getting a ton of mileage out of Lunar Spine. Unfortunately, this build doesn't have too much intelligence, so the meteors do cost a lot, and you can only take advantage of Mana Storm while in overflow. Using Lunar Spine for the mana steal, mana sustain, is very important. Here's how it works. You're gonna cast all your mana, you're gonna run out of mana, you're gonna swap to Lunar Spine, left click, swap off immediately. With the mana steal, this works pretty well, but obviously you have to do this pretty fast, because if you take too much time, you're going to lose mana while holding it due to the negative mana regen. So you're going to hit and then swap back to your main weapon. You're going to use that mana for damage. Going down, we're going to the right. We're going to take Thunderstorm, because this helps us fill our mana bank really fast. It makes it so one meteor cast can get you 48 instead of only getting you 7. Going down on the right, an Arcane Transfer. This makes it so Meteor and Ice Snake will give us mana for every hit. You lose your heal, but this is fine because you're going to be able to transfer your mana bank as usable mana, so more damage. Sentient Snake, larger mana bank. When your mana bank reaches above 30, your mana attack explodes upon impact with enemies. This means you have explosive mana attacks. Shoots Meteor from you as a slow projectile. So it's just this without entropy. It looks like a normal meteor. With entropy, it goes a lot faster. It looks kind of goofy. Arcane speed, whenever you cast heal or arcane transfer, you gain it plus 80% speed buff for 3 seconds. So arcane speed, nice to have. Cheaper meteor, chaos explosion. When your mana bank reaches 120, casting arcane transfer will rapidly unleash the last 3 spells you've cast in order. Simple. About 147. Casting arcane transfer. I shoot the last 5 spells I cast. Now, say I just said 3, you buff it here at the bottom. Memory Collection, Chaos Explosion will cast plus 2 spells, so it's actually 5. Arctic Snake, Ice Snake will freeze enemies for 2 seconds. Pretty nice. Arcane Power, this buffs it so that instead of 5, it's plus 7. Increases your mana bank again. Arcane Overflow, Arcane Transfer will allow you to overflow your mana to its maximum limits. So instead of stopping at 136, we're going to be stopping at 280. And obviously just keep going until you're at 400, which is the cap. And then Mana Storm. While above 100, casting a spell will give you plus 10 mana or 5 seconds. Every spell that I'm casting while above 100 right now, even while in overflow, is giving me this Mana Storm sustain buff. Even if it's not showing it, because you don't get any mana past 136. If we're gonna do this, we're over here. All the mana, all the spells that I'm casting in overflow are getting me this buff. So if I go below, I'm getting a lot more mana than I normally would. And that's the ability tree. And that's the video. Thanks for watching.